Have you ever understood an idea so deeply that you could explain how everything connected, yet somehow your exam results didn't reflect what you actually knew? Maybe others told you, you're always daydreaming. You're overthinking. Stop making everything so complicated. But perhaps your mind simply learns differently. Based on the famous psychologist Carl Jung's personality types, this is how students with IN personality, also known as Introverted Intuition personality, works. And this video will show you how to turn your imagination, your intuition, and your ability to see patterns into one of your greatest academic strengths. Welcome. You belong to what we call the visionary magician with introverted intuition, the IN personality type. Here is your secret power and worst study trap. Your secret power is you are a master at seeing big picture connections between completely different subjects. Your worst study trap is analysis paralysis. You can spend hours staring at abstract ideas without writing a single line of your actual assignment. Rather than focusing on isolated facts, your mind naturally searches for patterns, connections, and deeper meaning. When learning something new, your first question often isn't, "What should I memorize?" Instead, you ask, "How does this fit into the bigger picture?" Before we continue, remember something important. No personality framework can perfectly describe every individual. Think of today's video as a guide, not a label. If much of what you hear feels familiar, these study strategies are likely to work well for the way your mind naturally processes information. Your goal isn't to become someone else, it's to understand how your mind works and use it to study with greater confidence. Many classrooms teach students to learn one fact at a time. Definition first, formula second, example third. For some learners, that works perfectly well, but visionaries often need something different. Your mind wants context before details. Imagine trying to complete a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle without ever seeing the picture on the box. That's what studying can feel like when you're asked to memorize disconnected information. Once you understand the overall picture, the individual pieces become much easier to place. That doesn't mean details aren't important. They absolutely are. But for your mind, details become memorable when they belong to a meaningful pattern. Understanding first, memorizing second. That's often where your learning becomes much more effective. Before you begin studying a chapter, don't immediately start reading every paragraph. Instead, take 5 minutes to explore the entire chapter. Read the headings, study the diagrams, look at the summary, notice the major themes. Ask yourself, what's this chapter really trying to teach me? Think of it as building a mental map before beginning a journey. Once you know where you're going, every road makes more sense. This simple habit gives your brain a framework. As you continue studying, new facts naturally find their place within that framework. Another technique you may find helpful is creating what we call a pattern notebook. Instead of writing isolated facts, keep one notebook where you answer questions like, what ideas repeat throughout this chapter? What connects today's lesson to something I learned last month? Where have I seen this principle before? Over time, you'll build something much more valuable than a collection of notes. You'll build a network of understanding. Many students write notes from top to bottom, line after line, page after page. If that works for you, wonderful. But visionaries often remember ideas, not lists. Instead, place the main concept in the center of the page. Now ask, what does this connect to? Draw branches, link related ideas, compare concepts from different subjects. Perhaps a biology process reminds you of a computer algorithm. Maybe Newton's laws help explain ideas in economics. Or perhaps a historical event reveals a psychological principle. Your goal isn't simply to decorate your notes. It's to build meaningful connections. Because the stronger the connections become, the easier your brain retrieves information later. One of your greatest strengths is recognizing patterns. Let's use that ability wisely. Instead of solving past papers mechanically, become the examiner. Study several years of previous questions. Ask yourself, what ideas appear again and again? How does the wording change? What understanding is the examiner really testing? Then do something even more powerful. Write 3 questions of your own for every chapter. Imagine you were responsible for creating the next exam. How would you test genuine understanding? This exercise transforms passive revision into active thinking. But remember, understanding alone isn't enough. After predicting questions, answer them. Write complete answers. Time yourself. That's how vision becomes performance. Visionaries often understand concepts deeply. Sometimes, even more deeply than the exam requires. But here's the challenge. Knowing something and communicating it clearly are two different skills. Imagine explaining a difficult topic to a younger student. Could you explain it in 3 simple sentences? If you can, you probably understand it well. Now do the same in your exam. Before writing your answer, pause for a few seconds. Ask yourself, what exactly is this question asking? Explain, compare, evaluate, list. Structure your answer around the marks available. If it's worth 2 marks, keep it concise. If it's worth 5, use headings, key points, and diagrams where appropriate. Remember, your goal isn't to impress the examiner with everything you know. Your goal is to answer the question clearly, accurately, and completely. Great ideas become great exam answers when they're organized. Many visionaries enjoy exploring ideas. There's always another article to read, another video to watch, another fascinating connection to discover. Learning becomes exciting, but exams have deadlines. At some point, understanding has to become action. Here's a simple strategy that can make a huge difference. The 70% rule. When you feel you've understood around 70% of a topic, move to practice questions. Don't wait until everything feels perfect. The remaining understanding often develops while solving problems. Think of learning like learning to ride a bicycle. You can read about balance forever. Eventually, you have to start riding. The same is true for studying. Understanding grows through application, not just observation. Every personality has a hidden challenge. For visionaries, it's becoming trapped inside your own thoughts. Have you experienced this before? You begin researching one topic. That leads to another. Then another. Hours pass, and you've learned many interesting things, but you've completed very little revision. Curiosity is one of your greatest strengths. Don't lose it. Just give it boundaries. Try this. Set a timer for 30 minutes. During that time, explore the concept as deeply as you like. When the timer finishes, close your research. Open your notebook. Complete practice questions, or teach the topic aloud. Think of it as balancing 2 different modes. Time to explore, time to perform. Both are equally important. Many visionaries worry about one thing. What if I've missed something? Because your mind naturally sees possibilities, it can also imagine endless problems. During an exam, that can create unnecessary anxiety. When this happens, bring your attention back to what you already know. Start with questions you recognize. Build momentum. Trust your preparation. Remember, an exam measures what you can demonstrate today. Not everything you'll ever learn. You don't need perfect knowledge. You need clear thinking, calm thinking, focused thinking. Visionaries often enjoy solving complex problems, connecting ideas, thinking about the future. You may naturally enjoy careers such as scientific research, software architecture, artificial intelligence, psychology, data science, design, writing, entrepreneurship, strategy, urban planning, or any field that rewards creativity combined with deep thinking. But remember, your personality doesn't determine your future. It simply highlights the strengths you naturally bring to any path you choose. If you've ever felt different because your mind keeps asking deeper questions, I hope this video reminded you that curiosity is not a weakness. It's one of your greatest gifts. The challenge isn't having too many ideas. The challenge is learning which ideas deserve your attention today. Your imagination can take you places other people never think to explore. But imagination alone doesn't create results. Direction does. Every concept you understand, every practice question you complete, every small step you take moves your vision closer to reality. Never lose your curiosity. Just learn to guide it with purpose. So, how accurate was your result? Did this video describe the way your mind naturally learns? I'd love to hear your experience. Tell me in the comments below. And if you're an IN personality, Share one study habit that helps you connect ideas or understand difficult concepts. You might inspire another student who's preparing for exams. Remember, discovering your personality type is only the beginning. Every personality has unique strengths, unique study methods, and unique challenges. And if you haven't taken the quiz to find your type yet, don't worry, the link is in the description. Click the next video on your screen to explore another Jungian personality and discover how different minds learn differently. Until then, study with curiosity, learn with purpose, and never stop becoming the best version of yourself. Your imagination becomes extraordinary when you give it direction. Please like, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful.